Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, February 11th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I listen to my highest guidance. And today we finally have Mercury and Pluto coming together conjunct. And we also have that fast-moving yod that I mentioned yesterday. I call it a fast-moving yod anytime the moon is involved because the moon shifts degrees every 2.5 hours. This yod does not last very long. It doesn't push us very long, but still it does, and it has really important information for us. So as I've been saying over the last few days, Mercury and Pluto, Mercury, the mind, Pluto, transformation, empowerment. Transformation into empowerment's the goal. However, it can take us to deep, dark places. It can take us deep into our wounds. It can take us into fears. There can be trauma coming up. Now, it's interesting because what came through today to talk about is something I don't think I've ever talked about on here. But it came through really strong, so I'm going to. And it feels very related to this yod specifically. Which, to be fair, Mercury and Pluto, the conjunction of Mercury and Pluto is part of this yod. So let's start with yod. What is a yod? Yod is the finger of God, the finger of fate. It's like a neon sign in the astro being like, here, this is important. So what is important right now? Our mental energy and our emotional energy combined. Being very aware, very conscious of what your mind is doing, what your emotions doing, how they are working together. Now, we have both Pluto and Mercury feeding in. So what I was just speaking about with, potential mental challenges around trauma, pain, fear, any of that feeding in. Being that they are in the sign of Capricorn, taking responsibility for our mental energy, taking responsibility even for our fear, whatever comes up, like really showing up for that. And the other piece that's feeding in is the South Node in Scorpio. So again, these energies may be very old, but the image I got when I was like picturing this yod, this energy, and the Scorpio energy, which again can take us into our basements, can take us into survival mode, can take us into fear. Be very aware of thought clouds. So we can create thought clouds, other people can create thought clouds, and I don't want to bring this up to add if you're a worrier, like sometimes I can be a worrier. I know I don't show that side, but I can be a worrier at times. I'm sure if Joe was listening right now, he'd be like, more than just sometimes. So I can get caught up in worry for sure. But when somebody thinks something negative of you, or if you start thinking something negative of somebody else, or even just like spinning the mind, it can create thought clouds. And how I imagine them is like in comics, how they have like the bubbles with like the words over it. That's how I kind of imagine thought clouds. It's kind of like, here they are overhead of us. And it can almost feel like an umbrella antithesis. Like when we just get dribbled on by these thought clouds. Now, to be fair, we can create beautiful thought clouds of beauty, wonder, praise, gratitude, etc. However, especially in energy like this, often they are more those leaky thought clouds. That's what we're going to call them, leaky thought clouds. That can drench us with these energies. And so this is a call today to be aware of this, that this is a thing, and to use whatever you use to clear. It's so funny. I'm sitting here and I have my joy oil right here. And I'm like, put some joy oil in your hands. Wave it over your aura. Use incense. Use some kind of smudge. Take a crystal wand. I don't have a wand right here, but like, utilize your crystals. Spray your space. Take a shower. Envision the cloud going poof. If it's feeling like a rainy, drenchy, watery thought cloud, what did I say we were going to call them? I just lost that. But if it feels like one of those, imagine the sun coming up and coming out and drying it up. There's so many ways that you can approach it. Do what feels right for you. Do what feels aligned for you. What comes to you to work with this energy? But that's what I'm really feeling to be very aware of with this yacht. Now, again, this is happening early in the morning. And then we're going to be coasting. Now, we reached the peak of this Mercury-Pluto conjunction at 6:04 a.m. Pacific time, which means the rest of the day we're going to be kind of coasting down the mountain. It is not going to be as up in our faces as it has been. However, it's still going to be there. And I think latent energy is going to be there as well. Like people, snapping from just something little. A funny experience. I guess I'll share it with you because it came up. So, somehow I got hit with the tissue box first. So I was like, don't hit me with the tissue box. Whack him on his arm. He's like, don't you hit me with the tissue box. I whacked it back. It's like that kind of thing. It's just we're more reactive. We're feeling cranky in and through this energy. So just be very aware of it. And again, the North Node is also feeding into this energy. And the North Node is like, how can you bring in beauty? How can you connect to the earth? How can you ground in to support you? Now, the final thing that I'm going to say about this energy today is that the moon's going to be shifting into Cancer. It is not shifting till 3:30 p.m.-ish, around that. So moon in Cancer is an emotional moon. And this moon in Cancer is building into a full moon that we're going to have next week, next Wednesday. So with this full moon building, again, there may have been some withheld emotions that we did not fully process in and through this, plutonic colonic event that may come up and come through. So be aware with the moon moving into Cancer, we are going to be feeling that. I know I said that was my last thing, but one more thing came through. The final thing to be aware of as well, and I keep bringing this to your attention, Venus and Mars are coming into connection in Capricorn. Capricorn, responsibility. How are you showing up? And this isn't for the world outside of you. How are you showing up for your soul? How are you listening to your intuition and taking guided action? And utilizing that will help you through this energy. Now, I got options for you today. We've got the fighting card, and we've got the playfulness card. So check yourself. This is also your responsibility. Of course, there may be things that come up that do need to be addressed. And I never recommend politics. I never recommend masking it. I do recommend address it. But sometimes the world isn't ready for you to address it out there. Sometimes you have to do the work in and of yourself at this time. So that's what I'm kind of feeling. Stand in your own personal power, creator energy, right? This is solar plexus. This is another thing. Light up your solar plexus, ding, and let that clear away. And those, you don't have to use the sun. You can use the sun, your solar plexus energy, and let that clear away, this energy. Final card I have is the traveling card, and I always look at this card as a card of expansion. So we are definitely expanding ourselves. This Pluto energy is working us. We are stepping into our power for sure in and through this third pass of this. And yet Pluto is not done with us. We still have more plutonic colonicking to be doing. I'm going to finish with a crystal card to support us through this energy. Actually, this jumped out. Oh, this is so perfect. Obsidian jumped out. Obsidian, shadows, mirror, amorphous. A dark and mysterious crystal, obsidian reaches into the depths of our shadows. Very plutonic. Shedding light on what needs to be healed in order to move forward. Obsidian serves as a mirror, revealing our deepest truths. Obsidian's crystalline structure is amorphous, moving beyond conventional time to dip into the past, present, and future, and wielding great power to clear obstacles. Clear any obstacles. Use obsidian as a shield against psychic attacks. Here's my obsidian from a friend in Oregon. So, if you do not have obsidian, here is the power of obsidian. Please tune into my chunk. Use obsidian as a shield against psychic attacks and to ground your base chakra back to planet Earth. beautiful. I think that covers it all wonderfully. Look at this great hunk of rock. I missed it. It was in Santa Cruz for so long. But here it is with me again. So that's it for today. You can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And not staying curious. That's a good one for today. Stay curious. Stay present with what's going on. But honor your values. Namaste.